Gosh, it's so lovely here. Let me shake your hand. Oh, that's such a nice scarf. I really like it. Hey, how are you doing? That's a nice little headband. It's nice to see y'all. Let me shake your hand. So nice that you're all here tonight to see this wonderful show in a very nice barn. Wouldn't you like to say? I think it's very pretty. Lots of history, you know, stuff like that. Anyway, this is a very special edition of the Laramie Vile Show. Few safety notices. Fire exit is that way. Big sign. Toilets, that way. And there's a building over there. It's in there. They're kind of gross, but it's fine. What else? No smoking. Thatched building. It doesn't work. And also, please turn your mobile phones off, because yeah, you won't get it to go off. My name is Penelope. I am the show's producer, and I have previously worked on such shows as The Wow Factor, Britain's Got Talent, and Big Lover. You are about to see a moment in history, the UK's first ever televised murder trial. Isn't it exciting? Right, I'm going to give you all a little bit of background information just so you understand how we got to this point. As you know, the government has been making a lot of cutbacks. Most recently, they have sold the UK justice system to a well-known businessman who owns lots of newspaper and television channels. That's not even the best bit. They weren't going to sell it to him until they discovered that he'd somehow got hold of some private phone calls they'd made. So, here we are tonight, and I'm going to need some response from you throughout the show. So when I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to need you to cheer for me. Can you do that? Come on, you can do that. All right. I'm going to need a practice run. I don't trust you, but get the diaphragms going. Fill the space. It's a big space, and it's dusty. Okay? So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cheer! That's okay. I think y'all can be a little bit louder this. We'll do it one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cheer! All right, we're about to start in just a moment, I believe. Yes. Let me get this place set up. We're about to meet Laramie Vile. It's very nice. I'm excited. Okay. Y'all comfortable? Okay. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cheer!
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very special edition of the Laramie Vile Show. I'm Laramie Vile. Now, as you all know, this is the UK's first ever televised murder trial. Just 2 weeks ago, in this very barn, a young lady named Tracy was found dead.
Get more into it.
Dead! Dead! She was found dead in this very barn where she had been helping out at a local fete. This is the show where you will find out who did it, how, and why. Let's meet our contestants. First up, Guy Lyons, local scout leader and bank manager. Next up, Maddie Lyons, his wife and leader of the local Women's Institute. Lee Sorzale, local estate agent. Ollie Day, local businessman. And Janelle Day, his wife. And finally, the Reverend Neil Dupre. Now this is the show where you are jury. Who goes down, you decide. Here's a short clip showing how you can get involved. Okay guys, off you go, thank you for that. Brilliant. Okay, go on, go.
Lanny!
What?
We have a problem.
Oh, what?
I've been talking to our researchers backstage about Guy Lyons, our next suspect.
Right.
Well, he's a scout leader, has been for most of his adult life. He's been married for most of it as well. He doesn't have any kids. He's clean as a whistle. He wouldn't hurt anyone.
So what's the problem?
He's boring! Vile?
Yeah, what?
I realize you're new to this, but what is the main aim of this show?
Justice?
Ratings! Ratings! People do not want to people do mundane things anymore. They want action and drama and freak shows. This is 2015.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
I don't know. Well, we were going to spike his drink, as normal. But, he insisted on drinking from his own flask. And, that was a nightmare. The drink sat on the side, and I don't know who drank it.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Well, we could make something up about him. We could give him a crack habit.
I can't do that.
You won't be saying that when you see how boring he is.
Right, okay, you can't be that bad.
Okay, everybody back to your list. Back to your places. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Laramie Vile Show. Please introduce our first guest, Guy Lyons. Sit down. Idiot. So, Guy, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm married. I have been most of my adult life.
Right.
I'm a scout leader. I've been involved in the local scout group in various capacities ever since I was a young boy. During the day, I'm a bank manager, although in my time off, I'm something of a party animal. I play golf, which I find really therapeutic. Although I did run into a few difficulties at the golf club the other day. I was polishing my clubs and washing my balls when what should I see but a man eating my cheese roll. So I went up to him and I said, in my most menacing voice, I said, "Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt your game or get in the way or stop your shop or anything like that, but did you know that's my cheese roll?" And he looked at me and he replied, "Well, whatever, I didn't know it was yours." Oh, I was so shocked. Oh, I was really looking forward to that cheese roll. It was such a shame.
So how does your crack addiction affect you?
What?
Well, that famous cheese roll incident. Did you have the munchies?
Munchies?
What did your wife make of all of this?
I'm sorry, I think there's been some sort of misunderstanding.
Why, has she left you?
No!
How does it affect your marriage? Does it add spice?
Look, I don't take drugs. I'm not very good at all that romance. I'm not particularly good at it.
Aha! That's why you were taking it. You were so worried about not pleasing your wife, which left a great gaping big hole where your self-esteem used to be, and had been replaced by a romance as dead as a horse covered in smelly brown fungi.
That doesn't even make sense.
Of course it doesn't to you. You're on drugs. Drugs mess with your head, mate.
I'm not on drugs. I'm not.
Look, I can't help you unless you admit it, all right? We've got teams of people here who are all willing to help you. We can get through this, but only if you're willing to accept the help.
I'm not on crack, and I can't admit to something that isn't true.
Why not?
Pardon?
I mean, why did you tell our teams that you did then?
I didn't!
Yes, you did.
What the
Don't
fuck?
swear, this is daytime television, and we haven't bought Ofcom yet. We're waiting for some minor scandals to die down.
Look, if I was on drugs or crack or something, do you think I'd be allowed to work with children?
Have you seen most children's entertainers?
Well, I'm a bank manager.
The ultimate evil.
Oh, this is ludicrous.
And if you're on crack, what else might you be doing, eh? Huh? How are you funding your crack addiction? Picture this. Hundreds of people, criminals, all working for this one man, blackmailing, killing and stealing. This man they're working for, a man who everyone trusts, yet Satan himself would bow down to in disgust. Who is this man? Guy Lyons, local scout leader.
You're a complete prat.
Vile, too far.
All right, okay. Tell us what you were doing on the day of the murder.
Okay. Oh, well, it was in the same place here. We had a fete.
Yes.
We were raising money for the church roof, as you probably know.
As we know, yes.
Sorry, Tracy was posted out there in the kitchen where her body was found. It was pretty gruesome. She was dribbling and oozing, and she had a funny look on her face. And it was horrible. And we had to cancel the maypole dance. Everyone was devastated. Everyone was scared. No one knew what to do. There was a thick air of fear in the room. What were we going to do? The maypole dance was cancelled.
As excited as I am to find out how the village was going to cope with the distraughtness of not having a bloody maypole dance, it would be far more useful to know what you were doing before the body was found.
Okay, well, I came down first thing in the morning with the supplies.
Aha! You were dealing?
No, mallets for setting things up.
Who else was with you?
My wife, she enters the baking competition each year, so she brought some cakes, and then she went to help the other Women's Institute stall.
Right.
Anyway, I then did a few runs from the car with Maddie's supplies, and then I went to help the other stallholders.
I thought you said you were the first ones in.
When I arrived, I went to help them when they arrived.
Right.
The first person I helped was Tracy. You know, she's a bit clumsy and a bit messy, but, well, she's got a few things on her mind. Her husband died a couple of years ago. Not long after talking to me, actually.
Probably of boredom.
Sorry?
Carry on.
Anyway, then I went, after that, I went up and saw Janelle. She was on the loudspeaker, so I wanted to make sure she got the programme sorted out for the day. And then after that, yes, I went to, and rounded up the troops for my rehearsal.
Of what?
Not tiny! Oh, it's quite a spectacle and very exciting. I'm sure you'll agree, but of course it was ruined because of this murder.
That's something, at least.
Sorry?
Carry on.
Oh, so I was going to start my rehearsal, but yeah, I went past and went into the kitchen. Tracy was there. She had this huge, great swelling on her head and a gash on her arm. Said something about she'd been in a fight and she'd fallen over and she was injured.
Hang on a second. Did anyone else see her before you?
I don't know.
Then how do we know that you didn't do it to her yourself?
Well, why would I beat her up?
I think this is something we're going to have to answer when we've got a bit more information. For some reason, I don't trust your testimony, crackhead.
Anyway, I suddenly had to dash off because I didn't know what the time was and I had to go to the rehearsal.
Who else saw you before the rehearsal?
Well, I had wanted to see Maddie, but
Who else saw you?
I don't know. I wasn't sure.
Okay, lots of questions here arising which need answers. Maybe our next suspects will be able to help out. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Guy's wife, Maddie Lyons.
Should we go on the show, shall we? Right, would you like a cake? Have a cake, have a cake. Got lots of cakes in here. Have a cake. Would you like a cake?
Won't you get on with it?
Would you like some?
In your own time.
I'm busy, you know. Wait for me. Have a cake. Want a cake, sir? Have a cake. Do you want a cake, maybe? Have a cake. Anyone else want a cake?
Shush!
You don't know what's in them.
She's gonna go through the old bloody audience.
Yes, I think we'll be here for another hour at least.
Well, you know. Yeah, I'll take the blame for you then.
All right.
Guy, where are you? Poke me! Yes, that's a good boy. Sit there!
So, Maddie.
Miss Lyons, then.
All right then, Miss Lyons. Why do you insist on coming on the show at the same time as your husband?
Because I didn't want him to make an arse of himself.
Maddie!
Well, come off it, Lyons. We all know you're pretty useless when it comes to dealing with people. You're always tying yourself in knots.
Well, he is a scout leader.
Yes, that's a good point.
Oh dear.
Pathetic! Kyle, pathetic!
Sorry, ma'am.
That's better. Now let's get on with the shall we? I have plans this evening.
Guy, how long have you two been married?
Never remembers this.
Well, oh yes I do actually. It was 1997.
96.
86.
96!
96.
What's the matter with you? You're useless! You actually remember one bloody thing you can't even do that, can you? They don't ever teach. Cut off the circulation to your head, it's that way. Don't cook your own disgrace!
So you've been married a long time then?
Surprised I'm still alive. I think you keep me alive, my sweet.
Well, someone has to keep you in check after your crack addiction.
I don't do crack.
Oh, it's okay, my boy. I phoned up the Scout Legion and I explained the situation.
What?
And I said,
No! Why have you done that?
when I phoned him, it was weird. When I started talking, they were scared of me. I don't know why. I'm a pussycat. It's gonna be all right, my boy.
You believe them? You believe them?
Certainly explained the lack of intimacy recently.
Recently? How recently?
1986.
96!
Feels like 86.
Is this why you haven't had any kids?
Yeah, Tim.
Do you see what you're doing to your wife here? This is all you're doing here. Look at her, she's devastated.
Sorry, I was just texting my friend Moira.
Moira who?
Hindley. She's in prison. For some reason, the prison guards are scared of me, and they let me smuggle in a mobile phone for her. And I was just telling her something funny. You know the morning of the murder, right?
Yeah.
I was just telling Guy at breakfast. If someone gets murdered at fate today, and it happened.
Look at her, she's cracking up. You've done this to her. She finds murder funny.
Look, I told you for the last time, I don't do drugs. And as for you, Maddie, listen, this time I told you, I'm not a 4-year-old child. I'm your husband, not your son. And I'm not going to put up with your demeaning, controlling, overbearing, suffocating ways. I'm not a child.
Come here, you!
No.
Guy!
No.
Come here. Come on, this is all right. Look, I'll keep this for myself, then shall I?
Oh, that's a new one. You don't see those very often. Ooh. Oh, one of my favourites.
What's going on here?
Well, now what do you say?
Sorry, Maddie.
What?
Sorry, Maddie.
What?
Sorry, ma'am. Yes, I'm sorry. Oh, they're beautiful.
What you are witnessing are the laws of reality television in action. Read here. It says, it is a law of science that anyone who goes on a reality TV show will have an uncontrollable urge to humiliate themselves. George Galloway in Big Brother, Katie Price in I'm a Celebrity, Boris Johnson in General.
That's general. Now we go to learn how to behave.
Behave.
Now sit there and don't say a word until you have thought about what you have just done.
Yes, ma'am.
So, that was surreal. Maddie!
You can call me Lady Lines from now on.
Okay, Lady Lines.
Okay, now you've made it sound stupid.
What's your take on what happened with this murder? What do you make of it?
Well, if anything, there've been more people to the fact people love a bit of gossip. And anyway, that Lee bloke is the worst of the lot. He always wants to know what's going on in people's murders, bankruptcy, the lot.
He asked you about it, did he?
Well, he's like a leech. Every time I send my condolences, he's either there or just arriving. When he doesn't even know the people. Well, I hate gossips. I'd never gossip about anyone.
Well, quite. So tell us about your involvement with the Fate.
What do you mean?
Well, talk us through your day leading up to the murder.
Well, pretty much organised things myself for the church and for the church roof and their committee. If you ask me, that Reverend Tobias, like most blokes, couldn't even organise their own fingers, let alone a fake, so I did it. I've done every year. And to be quite honest with you, though, I didn't really leave my stall. The only time when I was just arriving, I was bringing in refreshments.
What, like tea, jam, ice creams?
No, protein shakes, beers and bullets.
Bullets?
Look, mister, we get about 15 people in these fakes, things get hairy.
Who else was with you?
No. As soon as the Women's Institute came, they all suddenly left.
Hang on a second, you just said bullets. How do we know you didn't use these bullets to kill her?
Were there any bullet wounds on her?
That would be a good sign.
How do we know you didn't kill her, Vile?
I wasn't there!
That would be a good sign.
Okay, finally.
Tell me about the cakes, Maddie.
I bake cakes every year, and the only time I left my stall was to enter for the baking competition.
Okay, and who do you think did it?
Well, the day found it would be an obvious choice for me that Ollie and Janelle got very close to Tracy, and especially Ollie. He was a very frequent visitor when Tracy's husband died, and that Janelle was always popping out very suspiciously. And Janelle and Ollie have been rowing a lot recently, so loudly, in fact, can't even hear what's going on in my neighbour's house. And anyway, I took a look through a window and they was throwing stuff at each other, making bad gestures. They're both bad, you've got bad tempers.
Okay, what about you, Guy? Who do you think did it?
Oh yeah, I think Janelle Day for me, definitely. When she first saw the body, I thought most suspicious, something a bit odd there. You know, she didn't look at all devastated like you would if you saw somebody dead for the first time. Very funny. Oh, Madison, that reminds me. Yes, one good thing of this murder, with Tracy out of the way, at least you stand a chance now winning that cake competition for the first time.
You're such a prat. We've talked about this, and now you've just given him a potential motive.
Hang on a second. You were in a competition with Tracy.
Yes, but how could I have killed her, though? I didn't even leave my stall.
You just said you left your stall to go and set the competition up. Don't backtrack now, darling.
Did anyone see me with her? No!
Temporary reprieve. We've got to go to an ad break. We'll be talking to you again later though, Maddie. But first, have you or a family member ever been forced to watch Gas Rock? If so, we'd love to hear from you. More after this break. Don't go away. Oh, so boring. Still, we've given them that crack at it. How are we actually going to keep that up for the rest of the show?
I don't know.
Okay, who we got up next anyway?
Lee Sorzale.
Lee Sorzale. I actually know him. Yeah, he sold me a dodgy house a couple of weeks ago. Revenge time, I think. Okay, how long we got till we're going to go back on?
About 20 seconds?
20 seconds, cool. Is there anything else I need to know?
I'm going to an abattoir later. Do you want to come?
That's where they kill cows.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Please welcome our next contestant, Lee Sorzale. Hurry up, Lee. You ain't got a bloody day.
Yes.
Sit down. Lee, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm an estate agent. I have been for a while now, and I studied at the university.
What? They do like degrees in estate agenting at university now?
Well, they didn't when I was starting, but I had to find something that was relevant to becoming an estate agent.
So what did you study?
Extortion. After that, I started my own business, buying and selling houses. In fact, we do so much more than that. We buy, we sell, we lease the highest quality of housing. Our aim is that the experience of buying and selling houses should be as smooth and as pleasurable as possible. That is why I got into the noble profession.
Don't give me that. You sell some well dodgy houses.
What?
Lee, do you not remember me at all? You sold me that house 2 weeks ago.
And a fine house it was as well.
They were still removing the woman's body when I got there. 2 minutes earlier, she would have still been alive. How awkward would that have been?
We promised a quick sale.
Oh, hold on. You might be wondering at this point how Vile could be proceeding over a murder trial where he knows one of the victims, one of the suspects. Well, I put that question to my boss, and his response was, "We've been privatized, we can do what the hell we want." Still, he did have his 2-week training period. It wasn't in law, but it was in the one thing that pins the world together. The one thing the government still cares about. 3 words: health and safety.
Health and safety!
Health and safety.
Pick that up quickly, or you could be fined a maximum fine of £1,000 squillion. Go on, hurry up!
On to the show!
Right, am I right that you also buy houses, yeah?
Yes.
So, is it safe to say that a lot of your houses come from you trying to make quick sales on dead relatives' properties?
A few.
And is it also right that, like our research says, you owned every other property on Tracy's estate?
Yes, that is true.
So what were you planning on doing with them?
Well, one morning I was praying to God whilst reading the Quran, and
Bible!
the Bible, and God was looking at me, and He wanted me to build an orphanage. Now, I love children, and it pains me. It pains me to see them so neglected, refused. I mean, what did they ever do to hurt us?
Your daughter said you were planning on levelling the street to build a millionaire's mansion.
Shit.
Did you ever try to buy Tracy's house?
Possibly, I don't remember.
Well, if you did, can you see why it might make you look slightly suspicious?
Well, when you put it in that way, yes it can, but as an upstanding member of this community and someone who's been in the profession of estate agency, it pains me to hear these vicious rumours. It's like they hit me with a stab wound to the heart.
Stab wounds!
What?
Stab wounds, mate! You said stab wound! Surely they would hit you like stab wounds, you bloody idiot!
Yes, that's what I said, stab wound!
No, you didn't!
Does it really matter? Audiences of shows like this are not interested in the grammar of the suspect! Come on, we've been on air for ages now, we haven't even mentioned sex once. We'll turn it off as we speak.
Alright, okay. Give us your account of what happened on the day of the murder.
Okay. Well, first things first. Guy Lyons gave me the job of picking up bottled water from the cash and carry. And when I got back, I had to distribute them around the stalls. I remember giving one to Ollie Day and one to Enola when I spotted her with her baking competition entry. From Sainsbury's, naturally. And I gave one to Ollie Day, and I was going to leave some for Tracy in her kitchen. But when I got there, I couldn't see her anyway. But when I got there, I noticed that she was lying in the corner. She was out cold, and she had a nasty bang on her head. My guess was it was from her collection of canisters, and they were just a few metres away.
So, she was dead already, yeah?
No, she was out cold, unconscious. I walked around and she was okay, and gave her some more water, and I went on my rounds.
And you didn't think at all at any point to actually call an ambulance or a first aider or anything stupid like that?
You know, with the benefit of hindsight, I may have made a mistake by not calling an ambulance or a first aider, but she didn't want either. And she didn't want to see Janelle either, who was on first aid that day. She just didn't want to see her, and she didn't want to create a scene. Her husband died a few years ago.
Hang on a second, why didn't she want to see her?
I don't know, didn't ask, none of my business.
Why didn't she want to see her? What did she tell you?
She said that they had an argument about money that morning.
So you're a bit suspicious of Janelle, aren't you, from what you told our researchers backstage?
Well, it's just something about her that just sends a shiver down my spine.
Why?
Well, from partly what I just said. It doesn't surprise me that the argument would be about money. I know for a fact that Ollie's business is falling apart because he put his office up for sale with a rival estate agent. Anyway, you just have to look at Janelle and see how it's affecting her, because as far as I can tell, she is clearly up to something. How else are they ever going to make ends meet?
Well, we actually have Janelle here next. Let's see what Janelle has to say about all this. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Janelle Day.
Bloody liar! I was her best friend.
Janelle, how's he a liar?
He said earlier he can't remember if he tried to buy Tracy's house. He spent the last 3 months trying to buy it from her. She said no. He offered her more money. She said no again. After that, he spent ages asking other people about her. And when he found out that she wouldn't sell it because it was her last memory of her late husband, Al, he then charmed her into letting him move in with her. And then, after that, undoubtedly to gain more influence over her, you tried to make a move on her. She immediately realised what you were doing and threw you out. And if you want more proof, it's all in here. Her diary.
Ah, yes. Now I remember.
This isn't looking so great for you at the moment, is it, Lee? You come on here, my show, and you have the audacity to accuse Janelle, and yet you yourself have a bigger motive than anyone.
You asked me.
Shut up! This is an Laramie Boyle show, I'll do the talking. Is it safe to say that you needed the rest of the houses on that street, that you needed her house?
I could have knocked down the whole entire street and built around Tracy's
It
house.
was in the middle of the street, admit it!
Okay, I needed the house!
I ain't finished with you, scumbag! So, Janelle, from what you've told our researchers, you see yourself as a loving housewife, a kind of mother hen to your family, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Whilst Ollie is working hard in the office, I'm working hard in the house. That's the way I see it.
And as you just said just now, Tracy was your best friend, wasn't she?
Yeah, well, I grew up in the village and we went to the same school and we just stayed together, really.
Because you had a joint wedding, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we were best friends, always have been, always will be. Or were,
Yeah.
should I say.
Talking of will, she put you and your husband Ollie into the will, didn't she?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. In fact, I have a letter you wrote to her saying, Dear Tracy, thank you so much for putting me in the will. It means so much to me.
No, it didn't. It's a lie and I sound nothing like that.
I have it right here.
Oh, yes, now I remember.
And you're having money problems.
How did you get this letter?
I was living with her, as you were so keen to point that out a few seconds
Hang
ago.
on a second, hang on. I think we need to go back to these money problems,
We
actually.
are not having money problems.
Darling, the bank have just phoned. They're going to loan us the money we need to save the house.
Have you heard none of what I just said? And we're in the middle of the murder trial.
It's now too late to mention that you went to Tracy for money to treat your husband's problems.
What problems?
Oh, okay, I guess it was.
More after this break. Don't go away.
What problem?
Wait. We're in an ad break.
So?
So hold it.
Hang on, you expect us to pause what could turn into a blowout argument that could destroy our marriage so that you can take a commercial break?
Ooh, yes. 2 minutes.
This is ridiculous!
Well, this is awkward.
So what, is it actually going to be 2 minutes?
Is it actually 2 minutes?
Yep.
I think so, Ollie.
Well,
Oh, do any of you guys want any water, by the way?
no, I'm fine, thanks. Just waiting to find out what my problem is.
Explain everything, just not here.
What are we supposed to talk
I
about?
thought you didn't want anyone to know.
Hey! Wait until after the ad break.
What are we supposed to talk about then?
Nothing.
Well, it just makes me want to burst out and ask the question.
Talk about birds or something, anything.
Birds.
Yeah, why not?
I like chaffinches.
Which ones are they?
Oh, they sound like this.
That was nothing like a chaffinch sound. They sounded a lot more like this. Caw-caw! Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
I can do a minor bird.
Can any of you guys do an elephant? Huh?
That's pretty good, but can you do a donkey? Oh! 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 What did you tell her?
I told her you have... I told her you have leprosy.
You what?
Well, we desperately needed the money and the mortgage lenders were about to foreclose on us and you won't let anyone know about our money problems, so I had to tell her something about the fact that maybe we needed the money to treat you for a life-threatening illness.
And leprosy was the way forward.
Well, unfortunately it only half came to me. I sort of had a brain fart.
Are you sure the other half didn't just drop off? Anyway, how did you explain to her that all of my limbs are still here for all to see?
Well, when she asked me that very same question, something I clearly hadn't prepared for, I had to think quickly.
What did you tell her?
It's over, Ollie. We have the money, everything's fine now, let's...
Janelle, we're not leaving this room until you've told me.
Oh, there are some parts of the body that are a bit more covered up.
Oh no!
Yes.
That's why she was staring at me last week. It was so embarrassing. We met in town. She just stood there looking really awkward and then threw up before running off crying. How can I trust you now? You betrayed the trust of our best friend.
I did what I thought was the right thing, Ollie. Can't we just move past this?
Move past this? I would, but my leg appears to have fallen off.
No, it wasn't.
I think he was being sarcastic.
Stay out of this. Did you kill her?
What?
You heard me.
What are you suggesting?
Well, I mean, if you'd go that far, then who knows? We were named in the will. Maybe you thought killing her would be easy money.
Can't believe you were even suggesting that, Ollie. Yes, I did a stupid thing, but we have been having these money problems ever since we got married. And you not only refuse to do anything about them, but you refuse to let anyone help us. Help you! You're too proud, Ollie. Too proud, excuse me.
Does this mean you're looking to sell the house?
More after this break. Don't go anywhere. So, Ollie, I can see obviously that was probably a bit stressful for you, but am I right? We're going to go straight on with Ollie afterwards, right? Okay, so Ollie, would you like it? Ollie? Right. What are we gonna do?
Pick him up!
Pick him up. Right, how long have we got before the break?
We got 2 minutes. Move
2 minutes, right, okay.
You are genuinely pathetic.
I've got it. Got it. He's becoming useful eventually. Right. Okay. Let's bring it back. There we go. Alright. How long we got left? How long we got left?
45 seconds.
45 seconds. Cool. Oh, perfect. Right.
Okay.
Right. That's it. Move the chair back. How long we got left?
30. I don't know. 20.
Okay. Right. Okay. I think we're all ready. Ollie? Ollie? Okay. Are we ready to start? I don't know what we're going to do yet. Right, perfect. Yeah, of course, the water. Okay,
5,
right.
4, 3.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Laramie Vile Show. Now, just before the break, we heard that Ollie's wife, Janelle, had been telling Tracy that he had leprosy. Something which it turns out was as much news to him as it was to us. Now, Ollie, what do you make of what's just happened?
That's just what happens in marriages, isn't it? It's just an argument and we're fine. I mean, whose wife hasn't told their best friend that their husband has leprosy to try and get money out of their blood? I can't believe she did that! What possessed her?
And do you think your marriage will survive through this?
You know what, I think that's something me and Janelle need to discuss.
Okay, alright. Well, talk a bit about your friendship with Tracy then.
Well, as you know, my wife was very close to her. I suppose I was closer to her husband, Al, but he's dead now, of course. I grew up in the village, we all went to school together. It was after Tracy and Al got together that I got with Janelle. Oh, those two were such best friends. The four of us just really hit it off, and we used to see each other at least twice a week. We always used to talk to each other about each other's problems because we just trusted each other so much. It's one of the reasons I can't believe Janelle just did what she did. It just really shows who you can trust. I'm sorry, I just don't know what to think right now.
You were talking just then about like the trusting relationship you had and like saying that you used to be able to tell each other lots of stuff. Would she ever tell you anything that she wouldn't have necessarily told anyone else? Like, did she tell you that you were in the will, for example?
Yes, but do you really think I'd kill someone whose will I was in? I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't kill anybody, but don't you think that would make me look kind of suspicious?
Well, yeah, but if you were having the financial problems it seems you were having, I can understand why you'd do it. What did she say to you?
Nothing I could care to talk about in front of an audience.
Do you not think that makes you look more suspicious?
Look, Tracy and Al were my best friends. They'd hate it if I started talking about their private lives on live TV.
Even if it could get you off the hook and the right person put away?
I can't remember any conversations.
Amazing.
Whatever.
Look, you were best friends, and yet you can't remember a single conversation that happened between you. I find that incredible. I mean, forget about leprosy, it sounds like you've got a bit of selective amnesia going on. Tell us about this double wedding. Was that because of financial reasons?
Next question, please.
They went to the Costa Rica for their honeymoon. Where did you go?
Margate.
So is it safe to say that even then you were having financial difficulties?
Look, what are you trying to say? That I can't look after my wife?
Your wife was so desperate to sort this financial situation out that she did something absolutely ridiculous. I mean, is it not fair to say that you might do something absolutely stupid as well?
Why would I?
You were in the will! Look, are we going to keep going round and round in circles like this, or are you actually going to help us so that Tracy's poor family can actually get some peace of mind?
Look, the finances were never as bad as that. It's something I'm dealing with and I'm able to deal with.
Is it not true that your business hit rock bottom last year?
Yes, but I don't see what that has to do with the wedding.
Oh, now you want to talk about the wedding. Look, mate, seeing as you're so unwilling to talk about your finances, can you at least tell us what you were doing on the morning of the murder?
Certainly.
Great.
Nothing.
Look, I can see we're obviously going to get nothing out of you. Get off my stage. Get off! You're a scumbag! More after this break, don't go anywhere.
Lord, thank you for everything that you've done for me today, and thank you for doing everything that you're going to do for me. I've been through many trials in my life, as you probably know, being God. Oh, I forgot to repent again, Jesus Christ, God Almighty! Lord, I repent of all my sins, including the one I've just committed.
Darling!
Hold on, God. Yes?
Dinner's ready!
Won't be long!
Well, don't let it get cold!
I won't! Lord, I repent of all my sins, including the ones I've just committed.
I had the strangest thing through the post today.
And I will be committing if my wife doesn't shut up. Really, darling, do tell!
Well, it was from Red Bull Justice.
Red Bull Justice?
Yes, Red Bull Justice, the new name for the UK justice system. Apparently, Tracy's murder trial has been picked to be televised, and we are going to be contestants.
Suspects, remember, we were arrested.
I know, isn't this exciting? If we're good at this, then maybe we could be suspects on future shows as well.
Oh, God bless my wife.
We're going to be rich!
By shooting her. I'll be down in a minute, we'll talk then! Lord, Lordy, Lord, thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to test my faith by having me arrested for murder. When stuff like this happens, it really shows me how much you love me. Lord, I repent. I'm just so nervous about what's going to happen. Oh yes, I remember to repent!
Darling!
Shut up! Lord, sometimes I wish my wife would be killed by a stampede of elephants. I'm just so nervous about what's going to happen. I mean, Lord, could you please be there for me at the murder trial? What do you mean stop being such a pansy? I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. It's just... Please have mercy on me. I'm just a boy from the country who wanted to live my life for you and not for murder trials. What do you mean elaborate? Oh, okay, fine. Well, the church roof needed fixing for one, and the church featured heavily in Tracy's will. I even signed the will. Well, yeah, exactly. There's every reason why people were to be suspicious of me. Lord, could you please keep me on the path of truth and help me defend myself truthfully and honourably?
Darling!
And that stampede of elephants would be great right now. No, I love you more. No, I love you more. Oh, what do you mean you have a son? Oh, yeah, Jesus! Oh, that's Laramie Vile. That must have been some really weird kind of flashback.
Right, okay, I don't know what's happening. Just set here. Okay, here we got our list then.
The Reverend.
Perfect. Cool. Okay, right, we ready?
Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cheers!
Welcome back to the Laramie Vile Show. Please welcome our next suspect, the Reverend Neil Dupre.
Yes, I can.
Sorry, Neil, before we start, tell us a bit about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm the local vicar. I have a wife. Had a wife.
Had?
Yes, unfortunately the other week she was killed by a freak stampede of elephants through our kitchen. I feel partly responsible, but I don't know why.
Right.
It's just, during her funeral, I had a chance to think about this whole trial. And, well, I've actually prepared something that I would like to say to you all right here, right now. Yes. Ooh. Yes, I can confirm that the church has absolutely benefited from Tracy's death. Not only that, but the church roof was broken, as you know. This was why we had the fete in the first place. Therefore, the church has absolutely benefited from Tracy's death. And I can understand why people would see this as a reason to kill her. I would like to say now that I didn't do it, but understand why that people would think I did do it. I cannot prove that I didn't do it, but I would like to call on people's good judgment of character to decide whether or not I am guilty. We have a duty as a...
One second. What's going on? What are we going to do? He's just admitted to everything we have for him in the space of 1 minute.
Try acting as if he's admitted nothing. Just carry on.
Right, okay.
We have a duty...
You knew about the will, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I saw people sign the will. I was the one who signed the will already.
I'm not sure if you've seen the rest of the show, but there's kind of a format that's developed where the defendants will put up a fight. This is kind of awkward, but could you actually defend yourself? I know you're a vicar and you're trying to do the whole being a good person and getting justice and all that kind of stuff, which is very noble, and I'm sure it'll help get the murderer, but it's not very entertaining.
Sorry.
You're not even going to try and defend yourself?
Well, why would I?
Because you don't want to go to jail.
I'm at one with God. To live is Christ, to die is gain.
It's worth mentioning that because of the privatization, we don't actually send people to jail anymore.
Okay, where do we send them?
Well, this is Channel 5, so the Big Brother house.
The Big Brother house?
Yep.
Damn right, am I going to defend myself?
All right, now, Reverend Neil Dupre, tell us what you were doing on the morning of the murder.
Well, I saw something that disturbed me deeply. I saw Tracy and Guy having a conversation.
Right.
Well, no, it was more an argument, really. I saw Tracy being a bit too friendly with him, if you know what I mean. Guy didn't like that at all. I don't remember much else, but what I do remember is Tracy saying about him having an affair. I know for a fact that he wouldn't have an affair for the simple reason of knowing what Maddie would do to him if she found out. Then at that moment, Maddie started coming towards us, so I did what anyone would do with Maddie coming towards them. I legged it!
And where did all this happen?
In the kitchen out there!
And was anyone else with you?
Yes, Ollie Day, but he stayed on after I'd left to carry on watching.
Right, perfect. Thank you so much. We'll be calling you back out later, I'm sure. Now, I think after this break we'll call back Ollie Day. We're going to go to the break now, but first of all, have you or your partner ever been sat on by a camel? If so, we would love to hear from you. More after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
What's up?
As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread.
Nutter.
Ollie's disappeared.
What? Hell?
Well, a maid have asked him to go get me some cigarettes.
What? But
Well, it's fine. The police are looking for him everywhere. They'll find him in no time.
what am I supposed to do? I need more information from him.
Just move on to the final question. Just carry on.
But he's the person who might actually know who did it. The one who could actually get the right person sent down to the Big Brother house.
Yes, but it's a little bit embarrassing if people find out we've messed up. So just carry on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cheers!
Welcome back to the Laramie Vile Show. It appears that Ollie is unavailable at the moment. So let's bring back some previous suspects and talk to them a bit more. Please welcome back Guy Lyons.
Is this right?
No, take the chair back there. Bloody idiot. Okay, now we've got a few follow-up questions as it happens. Were you propositioned at all at any point during that day?
Yes, I was actually. It was most embarrassing. I met Tracy at breakfast at the hotel. I think she thought I was having an affair. But that, of course, wasn't the only reason I was at the hotel.
What were the other reasons?
Maggie snores. Oh, it was awful. It's terrible. It fills the whole house. When it gets particularly bad, I have to go somewhere else and stay with my mother. You wouldn't believe what it's like. But I didn't have anything to do with Tracy's murder. Scout's honour.
Okay, thank you. There's many more questions I would like to ask you, including why on earth you didn't tell us all this before. Well, the format of the show won't allow it. So, please welcome back Maddie Lyons.
Didn't say nothing.
Oh!
Maddie, you calm down now.
No, not really. Have you?
My show, I'll do the talking. Right, Maddie, is it true that you were seen leaving the kitchen on the day of the murder?
No. Well, to be quite honest with you though, when I was setting up for the competition, I noticed that Tracy weren't at her post in the kitchen, so I had a sneaky look. And that's when I discovered she was bringing in shop brought cakes. Shop brought cakes I was losing to her for the past 7 years to shop brought cakes. I was furious. So I put on my husband's jacket and there was a mallet in there, so I smashed up her cakes. But I would never kill anyone over freaking cakes!
Okay, not so sure of that. Anyway, as we have no further people to speak, I think it's time for us to go to a... Ollie, you're back. They found you. Kids at home, this just goes to show that no matter how fast you think you can run, how clever you think you are, you will never get away from our amazing police force.
I was on the toilet.
Oh, look, quick, just come over here, sit down. Right, I've got further questions for you. Reverend Neil Dupre, come back out onto the stage, please. Thank you, just sit right there, let's rush through this. Okay, now, you told us earlier that Ollie saw the argument between Tracy and Guy, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
Right, now, Ollie, tell us what you saw. Come on, Ollie, what did you see? We know you saw something, mate.
Come on, Ollie, tell them. Because you don't want to get sent down, or you don't want to send anyone else down to the Big Brother house.
The Big Brother house? Oh no, that's bad. I really don't want this responsibility.
Oh, come on, just do it.
Oh, okay, here goes. They were arguing, Tracy and Guy. I don't know, maybe it was fuel by his crack addiction.
I don't do crack.
Anyway, I heard her accusing him of having an affair. They were arguing and arguing. And then they started talking about something else. I couldn't really hear what they were saying. It was something about shop-bought cakes, I don't know. But then, suddenly, silence. I saw Guy slowly creeping out of the kitchen. I went into the kitchen, took one look at the body. She was dead.
Oh, come on, this is ridiculous!
Hang on a second. Hello? Yeah, I'm alright, you? Yeah, I've got Guy Lyons right here. Guy, step up. Okay. Okay. Yeah, alright. Thank you. That was the manager. He's prepared to make you a deal. He says he likes you. Thinks you're really boring. And you're most certainly the murderer, but he likes you. If you admit to the murder of Tracy, then you will get 10 years in the Big Brother house. However, if you don't admit to the murder of Tracy, and our audience at home finds you guilty, 250 years in the Big Brother house.
What are you looking at me for?
And if it's on Channel 5 now, just imagine what it's going to be like in 250 years. So,
You deserve anyway.
deal or no deal? What do you guys think? Deal or no deal?
Deal.
No deal.
Deal!
Okay guys, take him away. Right, you have anything else to say for yourself before you sent down?
You don't think you would have done it? If you were married, you don't know what it's like.
Okay, guys, thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you here on this very special edition of the Laramie Vile Show. Please come back tomorrow when we will be back with our usual mix of guests from London too. Take care, don't go anywhere.
Thank you.